Hi children. So today we will go with the chapter electric charges and field. This chapter is very lengthy, but it's okay. It's fine. It's not that difficult. Okay. So the chapter names goes like electric charges and field, and this chapter consists of few main things like basic concept of charge. We know that we are studying about the charges, so we need to know what is the basic concept of a charge. Next one is method of charging. So there are three methods of charging, but one of the method only you need to study. Then properties of charges, Coulomb's law, electric field and intensity, electric dipole, Gauss's law and its application. So the main thing that basic thing that you have to learn is what is meant by electric charge. Electric charge is an intrinsic property of a matter which give rise to electric force between two objects. So if there are two objects like A and B, it is a property of that matter to give rise to a electric force between that two objects. So that is called as the electric charge. Okay. So the unit of electric charge is Coulomb, and it is represented by capital C. And we know that there are electrons and protons. So the charge of electron is 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 Coulomb. Proton also we have the same charge. Okay. But the only difference is charge of an electron is negative and charge of a proton is positive. So this is a basic thing that you need to understand from this page. Next one is method of charging. So in this page they are telling about the methods of charging. Especially we have three methods of charging, that is by rubbing, by induction and by conduction. And we know that there are two materials like insulators and conductors. Based on their conductivity we have classified them into insulators and conductors. So by rubbing we can charge only insulators. We can charge only insulators by rubbing. By induction and conduction we can charge conductors. So this is the main important thing that you need to understand from here. And also one more thing, let A and B are two objects, and if we rub these two objects A and B, one of the object will be positively charged, another one will be getting negatively charged. So main two cases are there. One, glass rod is rubbed by a silk cloth. Glass rod will be getting positive charge and silk cloth will be getting negative charge. And when you rub a plastic rod with a wool or a woolen cloth, positive will be for the woolen cloth and negatively charged will be the plastic rod. So these two are the cases that we are dealing in the textbook. So you need to learn these two cases, and if there is an MCQ questions like which one will be the positively charged when you rub a glass rod with a silk cloth, you should know which one will be getting positively charged and which one will be the negative charge. So by this we understood that there are two type of charges like positive charge and a negative charge. So in this diagram when you check, see this is a glass rod. So when you rub a glass rod with a silk thread or silk cloth, you got glass rod as positively charged. So both are positively charged. So when you bring these two positive charge, it repels. So here it is repelling. And when you take a plastic rod and if you rub it with a silk cloth, what happens? Plastic rod will be negatively charged. So these two negatively charged will be getting repelled. In the third case, you can see that here when you rub a glass rod with a silk thread, it will be positively charged, and plastic rod when you rub with a silk thread or a woolen cloth, whatever be, it will be negatively charged. So when you bring this glass rod and plastic together, it will be attracted. Okay, so here from this experiment we understood that there are like charges. Like charges are also there, unlike charges are also there, and this like charges repel and unlike charges attract. So this is the main important point. Also the property which differentiate between these two kinds of charges is called as polarity of the charge. Okay, so these things you need to mark in your textbook. Now next one, this is a basic idea, this won't be coming for the exam. Therefore the charges like positive and negative charges are there. This was named by Benjamin Franklin. This won't be coming for the exam, just for your GK I'm just telling. Then if there is no charge for a particle, we call it as a neutral particle, or electrically neutral, neutral particle also we can say, because there is no charge. Either the charge will be positive, negative or zero, which means neutral charge. In the next page, they have given a in 8th grade you might have studied the same thing. The simple apparatus to detect a charge in a body is called as electroscope. So this is also just for for your knowledge I am saying. It won't come for the exam. Now next one is, just read the statement. This is what we have already discussed. A body, when it is negatively charged by gaining electrons. So when an object is getting a negative charge means it is gaining electron, because electron we know that it is negatively charged. So when a body is getting a negative charge means it is gaining electron. For example, we know that plastic rod was having negatively charged, which means it was gaining the electrons. Okay, similarly this was plastic rod. Similarly, glass rod was there. Glass rod was, when it was rubbed with a silk thread, it became positively charged, which means that it is losing the electron. Okay, so when it is getting negatively charged means it is gaining the electron. When it is losing the electron means it will be positively charged. Okay, so likewise you have to learn these things. Now next one is insulators and conductors. These are very simple topics. Like conductors are those substances which can pass electricity very easily, and we should know why it can pass electricity to it, because they have electric charges. Like electrons are comparatively free to move in that material. If you take a body, electrons are freely moving in that particular body, so such bodies are called as conductors. It can pass electricity through it. Similarly, there are another type of materials which gives high resistance to the passage of electricity, because it shows a resistance, means it does not allow the electricity to pass through them. Okay, comparing to the conductors. So these materials are called as insulators. So plastic, all kind of things are insulators. Then these all are 8th grade topics, so I'm not going to deep into that. Next one is basic properties of electric charge. Our chapter starts from here. Okay, so the basic properties of electric charge means there are 3 main basic properties. One is additivity of the charges, next one is conservation of the charges, and the third one is quantization of the charges. So in additivity of the charges means nothing is there. One, just consider a system. See, let us consider this system, and it has many charges like q1, q2, q3, up to qn charges are there, and the total charge of the system means it is the additive sum of all these individual charges. So this is called as additivity of the charges. So here the definition I have highlighted. If a system contains n number of charges like q1, q2, q3, etc., the total charge of the system means it is just the addition of all the individual charges. And charge means it has a magnitude but no direction. So this is very important, because you can expect an MCQ from here, that is charge has a magnitude but it does not have any direction. But mass, we know that mass is also like that itself, because it doesn't have a direction, it is having only magnitude. But charge has a speciality, that charge has positive as well as negative charges. Okay, 2 different charges are there, positive and negative, but it does not have any direction. Okay, now next one is conservation of charges. Charge is conserved. It is like energy itself. We know that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Similarly, this total charge in a system will be always conserved. This is the explanation for charge is conserved, or conservation of charges. So when you take a full system, isolated system, the total charge over there is conserved. So when you get a question like what are the basic properties of electric charge, you have to write these 3 points, like additivity of the charges, explain it. Next one is charge is conserved, you have to explain it. And the last one is quantization of the charge. For that you have to write this statement. So All free charges are integral multiples of a basic unit charge denoted by E. Okay, so we have a basic charge, that is E, and all the charges, all the free charges means it is the integral multiple. Integral, this is an integer, n is an integer and E is the electron. Okay, so Q is equal to Ne, that is the quantization of charge, which means charge is quantized. It can be represented in the form of Ne, which is the integral multiple of E. So n is an integer, it can be positive or negative. So this point you have to note, the fact that charge, electric charge is always an integral multiple is called as quantization of the charge. So you have to write the statement, you have to write this expression also. So that is very important. And here we are again dealing with the unit of charge, that is coulomb. It is denoted by C. And what does define 1 coulomb? Very important question. Define 1 coulomb. Okay, it can come either as a sub question or a 2-mark question, or in MCQ also they can ask. Okay, they'll ask like the values, everything. This is the MCQ question related to 1 coulomb. So there are about 6 into 10 raised to 18 electron in a charge of minus 1 coulomb. Okay, so this point is very important. How many electrons are there in 1 coulomb? That may be the question. So in that case you have to write it as 6 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. And define 1 coulomb, this is also very important. You can expect it in a 2-mark or a sub question also you can expect. So 1 coulomb is the charge flowing through a wire in 1 second if the current is 1 ampere. So this is called as 1 coulomb. So how can you explain that? We know that charge is equal to current into time. So it is the charge flowing in 1 second. T is 1 second and ampere, current is 1 ampere. So likewise you have to study it. Okay. In this paragraph you can see that you are considering a system. This is the system. This one is the system. It consists of n1 number of electrons. So there are many number of n1 times that of electrons, and protons also. n2 electrons are there. Like n1 and n2 may be some values like 6, 7, like that it can goes. Okay, so n1, n2, n1 electrons and n2 protons are there. So how can you write the total charge? Just see n1 electron and n2 proton. So Q is equal to n1 electron means it will be having a negative sign plus n2 proton. Okay, so proton is also having electronic charge only, but what is the sign? It is positive. Okay, so it will be n minus ne n1e plus n2e. So like n1 minus n1e plus n2e. So what will be that? n2 minus n1 bracket e. Okay, so this is the total charge. So if a question comes like this, just consider a system with n1 protons, sorry, n1 electrons and n2 protons. What will be the total charge? So in that case you have to use this kind of equations. So as board exam, we cannot tell that this question won't come like that. So this from NCERT we can expect anything. Okay, so we have to study NCERT properly. We should understand what is the concept given in the NCERT and everything related to NCERT. We should be thorough with all the lines, everything. What is the concept must be clear. And in the next class we'll go with Coulomb's law, and we'll complete this chapter as soon as possible. Thank you. So study well. All the best.